Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are back here on Spreading the News. It is episode 14. Can't believe that, but Chase is having technical difficulties. I know he usually starts the shows off, but as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, he's got a picture of him and Michael K. And so his camera is not working for whatever reason today. So I'm here to start it off. So I'm here with Brian.
What's up, everybody? It's gonna be. I'm back in New York. I'm back on the show. Last week, had to take a week off to get back home, but we're here, and I'm ready to talk about the Yankees. I'm excited. These two did a great job last week. I listened. So
Yeah, and if you listened to the episode last week, me and Chase said that Brian was probably not listening, and he is lying. He did not listen to last week's episode. He did not.
I haven't gotten around to it, but I will.
He hasn't gotten around to it. That means he never will. We knew it. We knew he wouldn't be listening to it, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Doesn't want to help us out. And then we are also here with Chase, as you know, him and Michael K. We are also here with Michael K.
Michael K's huge head making an appearance today.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for the warm welcome, Danny. I appreciate it. Just wanted to say, for the record, Brian is really bad co-host because he doesn't even want to listen to the show and he can't be on. So
yeah, I don't know about you, Chase, but if I ever missed it, I would want to hear what it sounds like. So it's kind of fucked up that he didn't.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. I was a little I mean, Danny, we called, like you said, we called that last week that he wasn't gonna listen. So it's really no shocker.
No shocker.
But yeah, as you guys can see, there's a picture of me and Michael K. and that gorgeous man next to me. Little quick story if you guys want to hear it. I was just, at a game. What?
I want to hear the Michael K story.
Yeah, so I've actually met him twice. This is my second photo with him. My first photo that I met with him was in 2017 or 2018, I want to say. And my brother would get these tickets, these like crazy tickets, and he would always bring me. And we were in the Legends Suite Club area, and then we're in our seats, and then I turn around and Michael K is just sitting there with his family. And this is obviously, like I said, the second time that we met. And I kind of felt bad at first because I wanted to leave him alone with his family and let him enjoy the night. But after a while, like I turned around, I kind of waved to him, and then he waved back, and he like looked like really like happy to be seen. And then he actually waved me back. Well, he didn't wave me back, but he was able to tell, like I kept looking back at him. And then I like wanted to go up and say something to him, and then he eventually did wave me back. And then I came back, and then we had like a quick 2-minute conversation just about like career paths. Like it's no secret. Like I'm sure the listeners and viewers can probably or assume that I want to go into media. But I asked him about that, and he gave me good advice. And we spoke. And then actually this photo wasn't even supposed to happen because I said to him, I know you're with your family. Like, I don't want to, ruin your night, but I just appreciate the advice and enjoy the game. And he's like, yeah, like, thanks, blah, blah, blah. Asked me for my name, shook my hand. Then he's like, do you want to take a quick photo? And then I was like, yeah, let's take a photo. So he actually asked me to take the photo, which is kind of funny.
Conceited of him.
That's big time.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Personality matches that big head, huh, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, his head in person is literally ginormous. He's always joking about it on the broadcast, but he's not kidding. It's literally ginormous. It's like the size of like a backpack. Like that's how big it is. So,
yeah, I never meet anybody. I never run into anybody. The only thing I sat in Hal Steinbrenner's press box, but
tell us that story.
No, I was sitting in the box next to him, and we had too many people, so he said, "Oh, come sit here if you need extra spots." I was invited. Don't think like I can't sit in the press box, but I was invited there.
By Hal?
Yeah, Hal said like, "Hey, if you guys have too many people, you could come sit in ours, like the front row of because they have the outside seating." Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Brian, while we're on the topic, why don't you take us through your Robinson Cano story really quick?
Oh my God! If we want to give this is okay. Oh my God!
I also missed Mariano Rivera by 10 minutes because I wanted to play the PSP. But
my Robinson Cano story. Okay, my Robinson Cano story made me a lifelong Robbie Cano fan. If you guys see, he's like struggling in the minors right now.
He sucks.
A lot of people hated him after he took that big Mariners deal and kind of left the Yankees. But my story like that is I was like a little kid at this time, probably 7 years old at the game. And like you guys know that when they're coming off the field after an inning, they'll usually like throw a ball up into the crowd. And so I like ran up to like, the first few rows to get a shot at that ball. Cano throws it up. Some guy reaches over 7-year-old me, snatches the ball from me. It was devastating. I like started crying on the spot, right there. And Cano saw that, like it ruined my day instantly. But I didn't realize Cano was still watching me and felt terrible. And he like got a second ball, threw it up to some other kid, not me, but like motioned the kid to give it to me because he knew that I deserved the first ball. And like he didn't go back to the dugout until he saw that I had the ball. So I don't know what's going on. I see a ball handed to me. I'm looking all around. They're telling me to look at Cano. I look at him. He sees me, gives me like a little like air like chest thing, points at me, and went back in dugout. So all-time good guy Robinson Cano right there. Wish him the best of his success for the rest of his short career, which is probably not a lot left.
Very over now.
Yeah.
But yeah, until he left us for the money in Seattle.
I loved Cano, man.
But you understand that now.
cannot
When you're
love
little,
him.
when you're younger, when he left us to go to Seattle, you're like, oh, this guy's selfish. I mean, you understand it now. But yeah, this guy's selfish. Fuck him. Like, hate him now. Whatever. But
He brought us
I
a World
understand.
Series.
yeah, you brought us a World Series. Whatever. All right, but enough of that. Enough of little stories. Let's get into our Yankee of the Week. And Brian, I want to start with you because I'm very excited about your Yankee of the Week, and I think everybody will be as well. Let's hear it.
I'm excited for mine too. And okay, I want to make this clear. This is like half kidding, half real. So my Yankee of the Week is Kyle Harris Higashioka. Yes, his middle name is Harris. I just found that
Harris.
out. So this is
So
definitely
he's
his first
Japanese, and his middle name is Harris, and his first name is Kyle.
Yeah. He's a distinguished Japanese American guy. I don't know. This has to be his first mention, right? Yeah.
No, well,
And
first
Yankee of the
good
week?
mention.
Oh, Yankee of the Week. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah,
first
yeah,
Yankee of
yeah.
the Week.
Yeah.
I gave
unless-
I gave Aaron Hicks a good mention last week. You would know if you listened, but
Yeah. Okay. Well,
so hey, Gashioka's
I mean,
first time.
I don't think we did a Yankee of the Week for spring training because that was my only thought. But he definitely.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So this is his real first good Yankee of the Week mention, and it's actually kind of well deserved. So if I want to go over the stats, he hit four home runs this week, which is really good. After coming off 0 the whole season. And he set a record this week by homering off the slowest pitch in the Statcast era. So like he's hitting 4 homers in a week and setting records. How does he not get the nod? He hit 240 this week. I mean, still pretty bad, but like what I did want to say on a more realistic and serious note about Higgy, he hit these 4 home runs this week. If you want to say 3, because one was the 35-mile-an-hour Frank Schwindel homer.
That was also covered last week. Like,
He would have known
That was
that,
last
Danny,
week's
if you
episode.
listened.
that was
He
last
would've-
week's
yeah.
episode. That
He
was
would have
last-
known. Yeah, he would have known. But
It's over the last 7 games. It's borderline to talk about.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can talk about it. You want to talk about Higgy? Keep going.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, Higgy is now, I think we can all agree, the backup catcher. I think we can all agree Trevino has taken the starting role,
no,
which I think
he
is a good
hasn't.
thing.
No. He yeah. Keep going. All right. Keep going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Trevino is like the catcher in our
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
in our
um,
eyes, yeah.
Yeah. So like Higgy clearly couldn't handle the role of being the catcher because he's been horrible the whole season. So if he is getting his power stroke a little bit back, he's never going to hit for average. If he can hit a few homers, that's all I need him to do because I think Trevino's given them, a realistic starting catcher possibility. As we even see, we think Trevino can be an all-star. So, yeah, obviously Higgy probably is getting too many games right now. And we would like to see his starts lowered. I don't know, maybe twice a week because we do think Trevino's the guy. But if he can add these few homers off the bench, that can actually be a good thing for the Yankees. So that was my half kidding, half serious Higgy Yankee of the Week little thing right there.
It's funny, Brian, because Higgy, I feel like in the past, if I'm not mistaken, I've joked about Higgy, especially in spring training when he hit those, 7 home runs? In spring training, I would joke about Higgy being Barry Bonds in spring training because, we saw what he did. But and then now it's actually funny because there's a running joke on Twitter. I don't know if you guys have seen, but people are literally like calling Jose Trevino Barry Bonds. Have you guys seen that or no?
No, I have not.
Maybe once or twice.
So it's funny because I saw a photo. Maybe I'll overlay it on the if we end up using this obviously for our Instagram post. But Maybe I'll overlay it with the actual photo, but it was Trevino's like headshot, like his Yankees headshot, and then it was just like an overlay faded picture of Barry Bonds in the background. And yeah, I mean that's it. I don't know where I was going with that, but
All right. All right. Nice. Nice.
All right.
All right.
Here we
But
go.
I mean, in the 12-3 win over the Blue Jays on Friday, the only starting player to not get a hit in that game was Kyle Higashioka. So, I mean, there's that. He went 0 for 5 that day. Everybody was hitting that game, and he was the only one not to get a hit. So that's a great Yankee of the week right there. But
I mean, he's not good.
look, dude, if he's gonna give us that kind of production as a backup catcher, I'm all for it. But,
yeah, 0 for 5 is great. No, what you're saying.
He's the occasional home run guy now, which is so weird to think about, but like that's what he is, I guess.
But no, I mentioned in the episode last week that I heard like they were talking on Yes that Boone said he was kind of waiting for Higashioka's power to come, and that's why they're keep playing him because they know he does have pop and he's showed he has pop in the past, and it just hasn't happened this season. But this past week, kind of showed that it's kind of there. He was kind of the Higashioka we know. He's gonna be bad, but every now and then he can hit you a homer.
which makes no sense, by the way. It's a double standard because the night after Gallo hit 2 home runs in Minnesota, they benched him. So if you're waiting for the power to come back for all the players, why not keep playing Gallo?
Gallo also had a good week today. He hit a ball in Toronto that no left-handed hitter hits it there. He hit it up to like the boxes, the suites, and they called that 403 on Statcast. That ball, honest to God, it looked like it was still going up. There's no way that ball went 403 because nobody hits it there in Toronto. Plus, it was just hit on a straight line. I still think that could have carried for another 500 feet. But we know Statcast is a little wishy-washy.
So are you saying the home run should have been 900 feet?
I think they should have calculated it as about 900. But 403 it's garbage to me because if you look at that home run where he hit it, you never see. You haven't. Have you guys ever seen anybody hit it there? No.
No, but
plus it being on a straight line, 403 is blasphemy. Blasphemy.
No, but I see what you're saying with the Statcast because I feel like more often than not, I feel like Statcast is
it's a fraud.
deceiving us.
It's a fraud.
I feel like as time has went on, I've started to realize more that Statcast I don't think is accurate at all.
Yeah. No, it's a fraud.
Remember when they had Mike Ford 600-foot homer?
No, it was 680.
680.
Mike Ford.
And it was like it was like halfway up the bleachers, right? Wasn't it? And they called it 680.
I mean, that was obviously that wasn't like that was a misprint by their bot or whatever.
No, dude, I remember the graphic of the Mike Ford that home run. I remember the graphic of it, and it actually showed the ball going out of the stadium. Like you know how like there's all like little league fields around Yankee Stadium, like in some areas. Like it showed the ball in like the little league fields.
You know that, bro. You know the 3 fields across the street. That's Old Yankee Stadium, right? You know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not just random little league fields. That's Old Yankee Stadium.
Okay, my bad, Danny.
Yeah. Put some respect on it. Put some respect. That housed many championships. That stadium has many championships. Put some respect on it.
Oh wait, hang on. I was just gonna shout out Stanko because the house that Ruth built. That's his favorite player. But I did want to make a shout out today to Jacob Schnurr. It's his birthday. He's a friend of the pod. He loves listening to it, and he's been making a case to come on the show at some point. So we'll see.
Maybe, probably not. But we are recording this on Monday. I know usually we record these on Sunday. So happy Father's Day to everyone yesterday. We usually do record on Sunday, but we were busy yesterday. Couldn't really get it out. So today is Monday. It's a little late recording, but happy Father's Day to anyone.
Yes.
Happy
Father's Day.
Is a father.
And
or soon to be fathers.
Happy Father's Day and happy birthday to our friend Jacob.
He is not a father. But
no, it's not.
Chase, if that wraps up our Higgy discussion, Chase, let's hear your Yankee of the week.
Yeah, let's do it. So since Brian started us off with Kyle Harris Higashioka, I figured I would start us off with Gleyber David Torres Castro because Gleyber David Torres Castro over his last 7 games is absolutely raking. I mean, the phenom is back. The young phenom, he's back, dude. While I'm talking about him a little bit, I'm gonna pull up his 2019 numbers for reference. But Gleyber is having do I even say quietly? Do you guys even think it's fair to say quietly?
I think
Yeah.
it would be. I honestly think it's not quietly to us because we watch him every day, but I think it is quietly around the league. I don't think anybody really
definitely.
knows how good Gleyber is.
Yeah, that's a good point, Danny. I mean, Gleyber right now on the season, he's hitting 267, 13 homers, 32 RBIs, and a stolen base with an 838 OPS. So obviously his regular season numbers so far speak for themselves. And of course the home run number 13. How many did he have last year? Like 9?
9.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
9.
9. So I mean, obviously he's already on pace. I mean, he already smashed it. I can't say on pace. He smashed it, and he's on pace to probably honestly hit like 30 home runs. But over his last 7 games, Gleyber is hitting 417 with a 462 on base percentage and an 875 slug, with 1 walk, 5 RBIs, and 2 home runs. And we saw him, I think, in the Toronto series. I think he was like 7 of his last 11 before I think his final at bat, which I think he ended up getting out on in the 9th inning. But so I guess if my memory serves me correctly, he's 7 for his last 12. And he absolutely raked in Toronto. And yesterday we saw him even almost hit for the cycle. I don't even know what more to say about Gleyber because he's smashing everyone's off-season. What's the right word? Off-season. Yeah, I guess expectations is the right word.
Expectations. One of the shunts.
And I've always been like a Gleyber supporter, and I didn't think he would get to 13 home runs this quickly, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of him to see him coming back to that player he was in 2018. Where I said I was going to get you guys those numbers, by the way. 2018 he hit 271 for a 820 OPS, and he hit 24 home runs, 77. Oh wait, no, he had a better season in 2019. What am I saying?
2018 was
2019 was the season, right? You're right. Okay, so he had 90 RBIs in 2019, and he had 38 home runs in 2019 for a 278 average. So he improved from 2018, his rookie year, with an 872 OPS. So obviously, I mean, that's right there. Top
71.
Top 3 second baseman in baseball. And I think right now he's coming back to that status. And I think you could see Gleyber make an appearance in the All-Star game this year.
Yeah, I mean, right now he leads the league. He leads MLB as second baseman in home runs. So that's always good to see. We had a very low prediction for Gleyber home runs. I mean, I predicted him with the most, with around 18 to 20. I know you guys were a little less lenient.
I think I had like 4. I think I had 14.
Yeah, Brian had like 10. But Chase, you mentioned what he's on pace for this season. I got it. My new favorite thing is to go online whenever anybody hits a home run and calculate what they're on pace for is. Usually I do it when Judge hits a home run, but Gleyber, he has 13 home runs through 66 games. That would put him on a pace for 32 home runs.
Oh, so I was pretty close.
Yeah, 31.914 to be exact, but you round that up to 32. If he could get to 32 home runs, that would be fucking insane. I mean, a second baseman with that much pop, he really should be talked more around the league. I know a guy on Yankee Twitter posted who could be in the All-Star game for the Yankees, and Gleyber Torres was on it, and everybody replied like, "Nah, you can't. Gleyber, what are you talking about? Gleyber sucks." But they don't actually know. Nobody actually knows. They see Gleyber Torres and they want to shit on him because he had all those expectations when he first came up, and he hasn't really met him since 2019. He hasn't met him, and he's been highly disappointing. I mean, coming into this year on the MLB Network, he wasn't even ranked in the top 10 second baseman coming in. So that was a little chip on Gleyber's shoulder now. He didn't get off to the start he wanted, which is why that average is kind of a little down. Like all those averages are a little down. Like if he got off to this start that he's on now, he would have, I mean, insane numbers, like crazy numbers. He has really good numbers right now, but if he didn't get off to a slow start, and I think part of that was due to him not playing every day and not knowing his role and not really having a role on the team, but he kind of dealt with that and he overcame adversity, and I love to see that from my Gleyber Torres.
I have. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Are you going to bring up the Dan Rourke
Yes.
stats?
Yep. You can go. You can list them off.
That's what I had too. So going back to what Danny said about like the Gleyber All-Star campaign, which I mean, I'm not going to sorry, I'm not gonna lie. Like everybody knows, like I was one of the biggest Gleyber haters out there last year and the beginning of this year. I thought there was no chance he'd be an all-star when you guys like brought that up. And like he's proven me wrong in a great way. But I do have it. So our buddy Dan Rourke on Twitter has who we are trying to get onto the pod eventually, but he tweeted this is the middle of the game yesterday, so it was before even his third hit that Gleyber's AL ranks among second basemen was 13 home runs, which is first, 520 slugging percentage first, 831 OPS third, and 135 WRC plus, which is third among AL second basemen, and that was before his third hit, so all those numbers are higher. So again, like there's a really possible chance that Gleyber could be an all-star. How many all-stars can the Yankees have? Like we said, previously, like they don't want all Yankees in the all-star game, although like you could have a lot. But Gleyber actually is making a really solid case to be an all-star this year, and it's proving huge for the Yankees. Again, like Danny was saying, people don't really think about Gleyber right now as one of like the main guys, but he really is a huge reason for like why they are so good is that production, that power production, especially from a second baseman like that he didn't have last year. And it's really nice to have Gleyber back. And I truly believe now, I could say I truly believe he's back. I've seen enough now to say that.
Yeah. Well, let's think really quick. I mean, Clay Holmes is a lock for the All-Star game. Aaron Judge is a lock. I think you can argue that Nestor is a lock, but I mean,
Nestor has to be a lock.
Argue it? How could anybody argue that?
Because you know how the voting goes, Danny. I don't need to explain that to you.
Yeah, I guess.
Nestor should be a lock. You can argue that
our whole pitching rotation.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that. I don't know what Sevy's numbers now are on the season after his start.
Tyone has a better chance than him.
Yeah, I guess. I personally don't think Tyone would make it just because he's Jameson Tyone. But those are three locks right there, and I feel like I'm missing someone big. You can argue Gleyber will make it. I think Trevino. Trevino could make it.
Rizzo could make it.
Yeah, so that's what 6 All-Stars right there. I mean, that's
Wandy can make it. I know he had a tough outing yesterday, but he's been really good.
It's pretty wild, honestly. Yeah, I mean to see Gleyber come back to this All-Star even potential is more than I think anyone even asked coming into this season. We just wanted to see some strides this year, and I know a lot of people didn't have any hope, and he's really pushing his way back to that All-Star status.
Yeah, and I love to see it. I mean, he was always one of my favorite players coming up. Just because I said that he wasn't that good recently doesn't mean I never liked him. I mean, people like to say that, like, if you shit on a player, you can't like him. But no, the truth of the matter is he was bad. He was horrible. So it's kind of being a realist. Like, yeah, I love the dude, but being a realistic Yankee fan, he was not good. But it is great. I love seeing him. There's nothing I love more than seeing, because he's just so happy. That's what I love to see about it. He's just always so happy. He hit a home run he's a new father, so he hit a home run yesterday.
Poppy power.
Yeah, and he came off rocking the baby. But yeah, I love seeing it because a guy that has that much fun on the baseball field, you love seeing them do good. Like a guy that just looks like he's having fun.
I think that's the difference with him this year, though, is because like you can see last year when he'd go in his rough stretches, he's like sulking back to the dugout, making errors at short, which actually could have had something to do with his failures at the plate last year, probably. Because I think we could all agree, like it's really a big part about like the mental game of Gleyber is really like a big deal with him. So they're sticking him last year at a position he couldn't play shortstop, and he's making errors like every time the ball's hit to him. That's getting in his head. He gets in his own head. Like that's probably his worst attribute is that he does get in his own head. So last year that would happen. He would just, go up there, strike out, roll over, jog down the line, back to the dugout, like the same monotonous routine. And like he was not having fun on the baseball field. This year, he's playing a position he's comfortable at. He's making all the plays. He's one of the best defensive second basemen in the league this year. And you could see him like yesterday. He's got his heart celebration thing that I love so much. Yeah. When he's on second, he's just out there like having fun, like Danny just said, and it's so huge for his confidence and the team's ability when Gleyber is at his best, which he is right now. They're winning games. So, I mean, they won games the whole season, but the reemergence of Gleyber is going to be huge.
Gleyber is the catalyst for the lineup, I think. I mean, if he's hitting 5th or hitting 6th, I mean, think about it, right? So you got DJ Judge, Rizzo, and then you got Stanton, and then you can argue 5, 6, Donaldson and Gleyber. So if Gleyber's hitting the middle of the order there, because I mean, I think we can all agree that we love Donaldson, but he's not like a good hitter.
Hasn't been that great of a hitter.
He hasn't been that good this year
That's
so
fine,
far.
though.
So far, at least. But
He's always getting hurt.
Yeah.
but Gleyber, like if Judge is not, having a Judge day, which is rare, but if Judge is not having a Judge day and Stanton is struggling, then Gleyber is always, it feels like he's always the guy that steps up.
Yeah.
And gets you those, even just gets on base, this routine single or he'll obviously, I mean, his home run power is back and he'll hit a ball off the wall, which we saw a lot in Toronto, which is great. So Gleyber's back.
Yep, he is. Gleyber is back, and we love it. We are all here for Gleyber. Brian, anything else to say on Gleyber before we move on?
No, again, just he's having fun, and we're having fun watching him. So,
Attaboy.
All right, so that brings us to my Yankee of the week.
I just winked back at you, Brian, by the way.
Yeah. That brings us to my Yankee of the week. A guy we have been very up and down on this season because he has been very up and down this season. A great April, followed by a horrible May, followed by a great June so far. And that is Anthony Rizzo. I am not going to follow the trend and say his middle name, but.
Do you know what it is out of curiosity?
Yes, of course I know what it is.
Just whisper it. What is it?
It's Italian. You know how to. It's Italian. Anyway.
Tony?
No,
Anthony
it's his
Tony
first Anthony Tony Rizzo. Anyway, this week he had what a week this guy had. All right. I mean, he started off, he got a hit in the first game of the series against Tampa, whatever. Just a normal single.
Vincent.
Yes, it's Vincent. It is. Yes. But
sorry, Danny.
He followed that up with an 0 for 3 night. But really, where this Yankee of the Week starts is the last game of that Tampa Bay Rays series. Our pitching was great once again. This game, honestly, I'm going to talk about the pitching first. Luis Severino got scratched, and we went with Clark Schmidt as an opener. And followed him was Ryan Weber. Who? Exactly. And they gave us 6 2/3 innings of 1-run baseball, and then we handed over to Marinaccio and King, scoreless. So 1 run against these Tampa Bay Rays with that pitching lineup. I digress. We scored 1 run. What?
We were saying that Weber's an NPC.
Yeah, and he delivered a great performance. Anyway, so Rizzo steps up in the bottom of the ninth, a walk-off home run. That was so hype. Hit into the bullpen. That was so hype. He walked that game off. The offense couldn't get going in that game, and he saved it with a walk-off home run. Just shows you the Yankees could beat you in so many different ways. It doesn't matter how. They could beat you in so many different ways. But Rizzo, that was insane. His gritty needs some work. Maybe I could teach him how to do that. But
Danny, why don't you get up and show us the gritty?
Nah, we done that already.
I think the bad gritty's. I think the Yankees thing now is the bad gritty. I don't want to see a good gritty. I think the bad gritty makes it better.
Gleyber's not that bad.
Gleyber's De Caracas, man.
Yeah. But then the next day we went to Toronto. They said it was a rough trip to Toronto after that late game. It was a rough trip, and this game started off a little. How do you put it? It didn't start off great. It was a very close game in the beginning. Our pitching, Jordan Montgomery gave us a great start, 6 innings of 2-run baseball, but it was close, and it looked like the offense, again, really couldn't get things going. And then all of a sudden, they just exploded. They just exploded for an onslaught of runs. This game ended in a blowout. But what I want to talk about, Stanton hit a home run to make it 4-1. DJ hit a home run. It was 6-1 in that game, and Anthony Rizzo hit a behemoth of a grand slam to give us our 10th run. He knocked in our 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th run of that game, that was also insane. Brian actually got that on video.
I called it.
Calling it. He kind of called it. He fake called it, but he kind of called it, but kind of didn't call it. Because he sent us a video for Donaldson, and Donaldson struck out that batter before, and then he's like, I was just kidding, Rizzo was gonna hit it, and then that pitch Rizzo hit a home run, so that's kind of cool. But Rizzo went 2 for 3 in that game, and that was an absolute bomb of a home run. It was very hype. If you guys could go back and watch that home run, goddamn, that was a bomb. 435, which Statcast may have gotten that one right, but he goes 1 for 2 the next day, and then the game that I want to talk about after this Yankee of the Week segment, the Sunday game. We were winning by a lot. Just a quick overview right now. We were winning by a lot, then we weren't, and we were losing. But Rizzo came in off the bench. He did not start in this game, and he hit a solo home run, trying to get us back into it. He kind of tried to start a rally. He hit a solo home run that made it 10-9. We couldn't do it. Couldn't come back. But Rizzo, coming off the bench, giving us the spark we needed to at least try to mount a comeback late in that game. But it's tough to come back when you give up that lead. But whatever, Rizzo, great week. And in his last 7 games, I wanted to bring up, he is hitting .391 with a .500 on base percentage and a .783 slugging percentage. Not on base, not OPS. Not a 783 OPS. 783 slugging percentage. That is good for a 1283 OPS. So insane stuff from Rizzo. And in his last 15, he's hitting .293, 388 on base, 655 slugging. So he is back. Anthony Rizzo is back. And he actually credited it to him getting hit by pitches. We know that Anthony Rizzo gets hit more than anyone in the league by a ton. And he said that the reason why he kind of struggled in May is because he wasn't getting hit by pitches. He wasn't. So now in June, he's getting hit by pitches, and that kind of opens up his offense. For some reason, I don't get it, but for some reason, him getting hit by pitches opens up his whole game, which is awesome to see.
Anthony Rizzo is to hit by pitches what Jacoby Ellsbury was to catch his interferences.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, I think Rizzo is one of my favorite players on this team. We all agree he had a bad May, but I wasn't worried during that May. We know Anthony Rizzo is a really good hitter. One of my favorite quotes from this whole thing, I think it was after the walk-off home run, but at that time, Rizzo was hitting like 223. It's up now, obviously, after the big week. But Jack Curry said something like, Anthony Rizzo is the best 223 hitter in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And that's definitely true. Like, we know Rizzo is a good hitter. We don't have to worry about him. We know, we all kind of agree batting average doesn't mean much. Like, it's some stock. He's not the best batting average guy, but he's still on pace to hit over 40 homers and drive in a lot of runs. And you see, like, at any time, he could just come in and do it, like, off the bench. That's impressive. It's coming off the bench against the Toronto bullpen and just porch one right away, get the Yankees back in the game, which obviously they ended up losing. But, this whole offense was really good all week, and when they weren't, the pitching was good. So, listen, the Yankees, I've said, are the perfect team this year. Hopefully to keep that going. I don't know if Chase got anything on Rizzo.
I think you guys pretty much covered everything about Rizzo. What I did want to highlight about Rizzo, though, not to be a little negative, but Rizzo, Danny, you spoke a little bit about his bad May. He had a pretty brutal month, and I remember I highlighted him in one of my Yankee of the Weeks just to kind of talk about him a little bit because, in April he was he is a big piece of our offense. I can't even say in April because he is a big piece of our offense. When he's hitting, it feels like everything's going. But for whatever reason, I'm trying to load up his God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to load up his defensive run saved right now.
All right. Well, the on base while you're pulling that up, he's on pace for 44 home runs.
Wow.
I just said I love doing that, but he's on pace for 44.
How many
right now.
was he up to right now?
He's at 18. He's got 18 right now.
Wow.
His defensive run saved right now, by the way, is -4. -2. -2.
Oh, okay. So he actually so he evened it out a little bit. I remember like a week ago it was like -7 or something. It was like negative. Bless you, man. Jeez.
What the?
Jeez.
Shut your goddamn mouth over there.
Sorry about that one, guys. Oh,
God, I hate you.
Gotta clean this mic off.
I'm talking here. But yeah, like a week ago it was like -7, I think it was. So I guess he evened it out a little bit. So maybe my argument doesn't make much sense at the moment. But I feel like Rizzo is known as that guy who's like a sure thing at first, and I feel like he hasn't really been that sure thing this year. But
I disagree.
Well, I'm looking at his defensive numbers. He's played 13 games at second base.
What?
1 game at third base, 1 game in left. What?
What, when he was with the Cubs?
Yeah, when he was at the Cubs. He's played 13 games at second base. What the fuck? 10 in 2017?
Maybe he should play shortstop because our guy sucks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Also, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I talk about this all the time with my cousins. The Yankee, and all around the league, the official scores are horrible.
Yeah.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I forget I think it was John Boy posted. It's like 10 plays this year that they didn't give Isaiah Kiner-Falefa an error. where it should have been counted as an error because for whatever reason they didn't give it an error and they gave it a hit. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa would be leading the majors in errors by far right now if they gave him errors that he deserved. He has been really not good.
Keeping
he has 7 errors already. He has 7 errors right now.
This is a great time to keep on the Michael K train because I'm pretty sure it was in one of the Rays games or maybe it was the Blues games, obviously, where IKF made a play that was definitely an error and it was called a hit or something. And Michael K went on a tirade.
Yeah, he went on a.
No, I think it was Tim Anderson.
No, that was in the White Sox series. It was again this week with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I think it was in the Blue Jays game. Michael K back in the White Sox series when Tim Anderson was making all those errors that counted as hits. Michael K was furious.
He's like, if Tim Anderson has like 7 errors this year, how many errors does he really have?
Yeah. No, that's what it said. John Boy calculated it, and it was like I think it was 10 plays where Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was given a hit on a play that was an error. So he has 7 errors right now. That would be 17 errors on the season. That's horrible.
Yeah. My favorite, the quote was, I think it was, he makes the play that should have been an error. They call it a hit. There's a little pause. K goes, I'm sorry. In what world is that not an error? It's so funny.
It's so funny because we talk all the time. Michael K just says it like it is, and when he goes on his rants about it is so funny.
Oh, it's great.
Because like he says things that people don't want to say, like I don't know, like Yankee fans don't want to say or don't want to hear, but he says it because you got to hear it. And his rants about it, he's like, "What the hell is this?" I mean, I'm just like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, the official score has got to be better. They're giving it like it's not little league. We don't give hits to people just because they hit it hard or whatever, or they're like 2 steps from the base. Like no, it's an error. An error is an error. An error is an error. Well, I don't know what that was, but an error is an error.
Well, back to Rizzo.
Yeah. Whatever.
Rizzo, I think he could be better in the field, but he's like obviously I always say a big upgrade from Voit, so I'm obviously happy with that. I mean, Rizzo, it feels like he scoops everything, and he's still like an above average fielder. He's just not what I was expecting in terms of like elite, you know what I'm saying, Danny?
I mean, you don't need it. You don't really need it at first base either. Like if a guy is giving you this offensive production, you kind of take the lower defense, and it's not like his defense is bad. He's solid.
No, it's not bad.
Solid.
I don't want to say
he's
it's
solid
bad
over there.
That's not what I mean. Yeah,
but like
solid.
First base is probably like the least important position for defense. I mean,
he's tied for 4th in the league with 18 homers right now, and he scoops everything. I mean, he's the closest scooper I've seen to share. Although he's untouchable, but you know what I mean. Like I think I don't care about his defensive run save numbers if they're negative. I think Rizzo is a really really good like above average player that's going to help the Yankees to a championship. Like there's no need.
There it is. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. As many balls as he spikes in the dirt, Rizzo has saved him from errors there. Like
that's why you need Rizzo. If we had Voit or someone like even DJ, who's not an actual first baseman, but DJ's not the best at those scoops. Like you need Rizzo over there, or else Isaiah is gonna have. What do we say? He should have 17 errors. He might have 30.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because there are so many times where Isaiah Kiner-Falefa either fielding a double play or like he's kind of taking his time to throw and then just spikes it into the dirt, and Rizzo has to scoop it out.
It sucks, dude. I hate to bring up Gary again, but I have
oh my god, me and Brian, if you're listening on it, me and Brian both rolled our eyes just now.
You both just hit your head. Both of your heads just went back like 10 feet. I hate to bring up Gary right now, but he is relative here. Mariners roster moves today. Ken Giles reinstated from the 60-day IL. So you might be wondering, what does that have to do with Gary Sanchez? Well,
I know what it has to do with Gary, but what does it have to do with the Yankees?
What does that have to do with the fucking Yankees?
You remember back.
Of course.
Ken Giles punched himself in the face once Gary hit the go-ahead home run in Houston. So
Gary had to go-ahead 3 home run. And Ken Giles, people playfully punch themselves in the face, but Ken Giles in that, again, go look at that. If you haven't seen it, go look at Gary home run off Ken Giles and the reaction after. He actually punched himself in the face.
And it's funny.
Gave it.
It's hilarious because Michael K. He actually we were just literally just saying how Michael K calls it like it is. I'm pretty sure Michael K was the one calling it. When Ken Giles is walking back to the dugout after he gets pulled, Michael K goes, "Did he just punch himself in the face?" He's like, "What did I just watch?" Oh, it's great. It's great.
It's actually insane.
I'll go to war for Michael K. is like the best play-by-play in baseball.
And people shit on him. People shit on him all over. I think he's great.
Dude, what happened to the K-Rod broadcast? Did that get canceled?
Because it sucked.
Did it get canceled?
I think. I don't think it's not a thing anymore because nobody liked it. It wasn't because like nobody as much as you like nobody likes listening to A-Rod. Nobody likes listening to A-Rod.
That's interesting. I caught a lot of heat the other day just by saying out loud that A-Rod is like one of my favorite Yankees ever, and like everyone around me was like, "That's insane."
That's weird.
Like
that's weird.
But like,
A-Rod's one of my favorite Yankees ever too.
But people like I've heard like, "Oh, no Yankee fan was rooting for A-Rod. We all hated him." No, you didn't.
That's bullshit.
That's
if
so
you weren't
weird.
rooting, honestly, I hate that because one, that's not true because every Yankee fan was rooting for A-Rod. Two, if you're not rooting for a player on your team, are you really a fan of the team? Like, I don't care if you hate the guy or whatever this guy did. If he's playing for your team, you root for him and you want us to win. You want us to win games, don't you? And if he's going to help us win games, I talked about this last week, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago when people say, no, it was last week. When people say like, oh, you can't be happy with scraping off a win against a bad team. Like, yes, you fucking can. You can be happy with anything. Like, any win is a win. And if a guy is playing good for your team, you're happy with the guy playing good for your team. It doesn't matter how they're doing it. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I know the steroids, whatever. But after the steroids, like, and he's playing on the field, like, whatever. You say, oh, yeah, he deserved to get suspended. But when he's on the field, you root for the Yankees to win. And you root for him to do good. And that's the case for anybody. Anybody you root for to do good.
Some people are just weird, Danny.
Some people are just not real Yankee fans.
Some people are just wired differently.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, this is obviously unrelated to today's Yankees, but that was like mind-boggling to me the other day.
Yeah.
I just don't understand like the A-Rod hate, especially now. He brought us World Series. All he did was love being Yankee, putting on pinstripes, and giving us great years, multiple MVPs. Like, I don't know what the
A-Rod. We grew up with A-Rod as being like him and Jeter were the face, even though they hated each other. They were the face of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, and yes, a little tidbit: Derek Jeter and A-Rod did not get along as much as you think they should have gotten along. They did not. They really didn't. But they did the business. They won the Yankees games.
The Jeter doc is coming out. I think this week, right? Isn't that this week?
Yeah, I was gonna. The captain will be coming out.
Cannot wait.
So hopefully we'll get some more A-Rod content there. But
they're not going to say that they didn't like each other.
They absolutely will.
Might.
It's in the trailer. I think it's in the trailer. I think A-Rod says in the trailer. I think he says in the trailer like he went up to Jeter and he was like, "Do you have a problem with me?" Like I think he says in the trailer. Or so I don't know something.
Yeah, and like there was an interview after the playing days, like after their playing days, someone interviewed them, and it was the most awkward interview I've ever seen because like they're not like friends. People think like, oh, shortstop, second baseman, shortstop, third baseman, Yankees, both the best players on the team. You think they have to be best friends, right? But no, it was the most awkward interview I've ever. It was like the awkward laughter, like trying not to like make it obvious that they don't like each other.
They were best friends before A-Rod got to New York.
Yeah. Yes, they were best friends when A-Rod wasn't on the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my favorite pictures ever is that picture of them at like some celebrity softball game, and they're both wearing those sunglasses like in Dallas with the. Oh, that was my background for so long.
Yeah, but yeah, it's always odd to me that they weren't best friends, and especially since they were really good friends before being teammates, and then they weren't friends when they were teammates. But yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah, it definitely. So if you're a Yankee fan, you should definitely watch The Captain, and they should be paying me for advertising it on here. But
yeah, right.
I had to get that Gary comment in.
No, you didn't.
Sorry.
If you're a Yankee fan, you also have to go back and watch that 3-minute Nestor mic'd up because that was the best thing I saw all week.
Oh yeah, I replied on the Twitter. I said, what did I say? I said, desperately needing more content like this or something like that. It was hilarious.
Chase, you know what I got from that? I got from that him and Tyone are like buddies, which like makes me so happy.
Dude, the whole rotation, they're all buddies.
Yeah.
The rotation, like usually those mic'd up things are so cringe, and I hate them. But Nestor is just so.
Nestor's like, I think Tyone was like. So those are dill pickle sunflower seeds?
No, Nestor asked him. Nestor asked him, and then Tyone's like such a nerd. He's like probably in the formula. Like there's some.
Yeah, but usually those mic'd up things, they're like they force it. But Nestor, you could tell that they're just such good. Like, it's just...
Gallows had some pretty funny mic'd up.
Yeah, just because he's like in spring training,
like he got mic'd up and it was really funny.
Well, Gallo's just a weirdo. So like Britton too, when Britton was mic'd up, like when the weirdos are mic'd up, it's funny.
Dude, do you remember when Tommy Kahnle was mic'd up?
Yeah, again,
like 2 years ago, and he was like looking for Chad Green. He's like, Chad. He's like walking around like the spring training facility, like looking for Chad Green.
You know, I mean, we see them all the time, like obviously on TV, like the rotation's always like messing around, like in the dugout, like talking. And I was like, what are they talking about? Like now we got like a little glimpse. It's like they're talking about nothing. They're just they're just
nothing, dude.
Stupid shit.
I
It's
almost
so
wish
funny.
I wish that we could gain that access to I love seeing that kind of content, like seeing
Yeah.
like how they act when they're off the field, like off the field stuff, like even like in the clubhouse, like when I see someone post an Instagram story like of I don't know, someone wearing like the game belt.
Mhm.
I don't know. I love all that kind of content. We like never get to see it, so when we do, it's like a nice treat. And Nestor did not disappoint.
And my favorite thing too about Nestor is that like on his non-start days, he's in the dugout. He like his hat is just like touching his head. He like doesn't wear his hat every time. If you show him in the dugout, it's like just barely on his head, like falling off. Just the most chill guy. I love him.
He was like, I can really go for some pizza tonight. Something like that.
All right. Anyway, let's go back to the Yankees play this week. All right. Enough mic'd up. Let's go to how they played. They won the first 5 games of this week, which was awesome. And you'd think this team can't be stopped. That's 9 in a row, 16 of 17. This team cannot be stopped. And then we get to Sunday, riding a high. In the Tampa series, it was really the pitching that carried us. In the Toronto series, not Baltimore, in the Toronto series, our offense really picked up. And it looked the same way on Sunday. Our offense was scorching. Severino had a rough first inning. He gave up a couple runs. Did we just lose Brian? No. There he
I
is.
blew my nose there. I didn't want the camera to see it.
Nice. So we were up at a point. What was it? 8-3. We were up
8-3.
We were up 8-3 in this game. And you think, like the Yankees this year, I see on Twitter, they had the safest leads they've had the safest leads and the least safe leads against them because they always come back and they always hold their leads. So we're up 8-3. We're like, holy shit. We just swept the Rays. We just swept the Blue Jays. Oh my God. We just swept 2 of the top teams in the AL behind us. And we're riding a high. This offense is insane. MLB posts on Instagram. The Yankees smell the Yankees smell their 10th straight. That jinxed us because all of a sudden Teoscar Hernandez,
And Lourdes
Gurriel, that's who I was thinking of. I meant Lourdes Gurriel grand slam and then Teoscar Hernandez 3-run homer, and all of a sudden we're down 10-8, and we're just looking. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Miguel Castro imploded. Wandy Peralta imploded, which we haven't seen at all. Miguel Castro, we know, is inconsistent, but Wandy Peralta has been our second best reliever behind Clay Holmes. Like that dynamic between Wandy and Clay has been unstoppable. And it's 8-3. We're about to go up, 12 games on them or 13, whatever. We're about to go up 13 games, and now it's 12, which, yeah, you can't get mad, right? Or no, yeah, now it's 11. You can't get mad about losing a game, right? The team has to lose. It's a 162-game season. The team has to lose, especially we just won 16 of 17. We're on a 9-game winning streak. We're going to lose eventually. But like we've said all year, we don't have many losses, but the losses we have are heartbreaking. We have had so many heartbreaking losses, and this one, I wouldn't say topped it, but is definitely up there for one of the most heartbreaking because they score to let them score 7 unanswered. Just
I mean, definitely a frustrating loss, but I don't think it should be a storyline of the week.
No.
They had a great week, and I mean, my takeaway from that was Miguel Castro, I think, is the weak link in our bullpen. But I mean, a loss like that are gonna happen. I'm not too broken up about it. It sucks just because it was the last one of the week. Like now, I can't wait for them to play later and hopefully win. Because to lose again after that would be like, but they're fine. Just a frustrating one, definitely. You like Danny was saying, you definitely think you have it up 8-3 with this bullpen, but I guess no lead is safe for Miguel Castro. And
It was go ahead, Danny.
No, Chase, you go. Come back to me after.
It was like the first bullpen implosion all year, it felt like.
Yeah.
And it sucked because obviously, like you guys said, like it's gonna happen, but like it sucks, Could have reached their 50th win, which would have been nice. Could have swept 2 straight series, which would have been nice. But of course, like in the last episode, me and Danny were talking about this stretch coming up, and now that they're already through 2 of those series. I mean, Danny, I don't know about you, but when we were talking, if I remember correctly, I wasn't optimistic about the Yankees in these 2 series, but I was, a little worried because it's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
And they more than managed what we asked them to do. I think we wanted them to win, I think 6 of 9 or 7 of 9. I think
I
we
said
said
7.
Yeah, so you said 7. I think I said 6. So for them to come out and win 5 of their first 6, obviously, is really impressive. But
Mhm.
I was saying to you guys in the group chat, it almost like it shows with that weak link in Miguel Castro. Like it shows, I feel like they got to go out and get a bullpen arm, especially another righty, because who else do they have other than Clay Holmes as a righty that's really dominant?
Michael King is good.
Yeah, but he's like their setup 8th inning guy now. Like
Yeah.
there's no like middle of the game guy if the starter doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Clark Schmidt can be that.
I
think.
agree. They got to use Clark more. I think so too.
They do have to use Clark more in high leverage situations. Like they use him as an opener, and he was great. But Clark's not a starter anymore.
I'm just frustrated because I'm frustrated about Miguel Castro because I feel like they're constantly throwing him out in these roles. And yes, he's succeeded and a lot of oh my God, he succeeded more often than not this year. But when he doesn't have his control, it's just like, which is very, pretty often he doesn't have his control. But it's like watching Aroldis Chapman. It's like you're just like waiting for it to all unfold, and we saw it yesterday.
That's what I was going to bring up. That Chapman's on his way back, so everybody hold your breaths for that.
yeah. But now they have like an all lefty bullpen, so I feel like they gotta get another righty.
Yeah, I mean Loizaga should be coming back too, but also he hasn't been good this season from when he played. But yeah, the only other bullpen implosion I could really think of off the top of my head was that Baltimore game in Baltimore with Santander hitting the walk-off 3-run homer off Licky. Yes. That's really the only other one I could think of off the top of my head. But like we talk about every week, like stupid people on Instagram and Twitter. Like we talk about them all the time, like just stupid people in the comments. And you see like the Toronto MLB post that they just scored 7 unanswered against the Yankees and took the lead, whatever. And then you see in the comments like, oh, this is where the Yankees streak ends. Oh, the Yankees stink. See, the Yankees can't keep it up. The Yankees are going on a huge cold streak after this. Oh, here it comes. Yankees cold streak. Like, shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we just won 16 out of 17. We are the hottest team in baseball. We are the best team in baseball. And to predict a cold streak right now, like, yes, this team in the past, if this was the past years, I'd agree. Like, yes, a cold streak is coming. And this season, it seems like we're waiting for a cold streak to come because every team goes through it. And, well, no, good teams don't really go through, like, huge cold streaks like the Yankees have in the past. Like, Yankees have gone through some really, really cold streaks and more often than good teams do. But, like, you think you keep waiting and people say, like, it has to happen eventually, but it's already end of June. Like, we're waiting for that really cold streak to happen. Like, it's kind of past where you could expect it to happen. Like, it's kind of that point in the season where
they're just good.
You see who's good, who's not, team-wise and player-wise. And the fact that we haven't gone through, like, a really cold streak is really, like, I don't know, weird. I want to say weird because, like, you think it's got to happen. Like, you think a little cold streak has to happen. But Yankees have had huge cold streaks, and everybody, again, keeps saying that it has to. But it's already late June, and it hasn't. Like, that's what I think this team is so much different. Like, it hasn't happened yet late June. Like, we're about to be in July. We're almost to the halfway point of the season, and we haven't gone through a stretch like that. I love this team. Love this team.
I mean, yesterday I saw on Twitter it was called like a 2021 Yankees loss, which I agree. And it would be a 2021 Yankees thing to do, to just lose the next series or get swept. But that's not going to happen. This team, this is the 2022 Yankees. I think they have the same exact record as the 98 team did right now, like through this point in the season I saw on Fangraphs, I'm pretty sure. And they're like right behind that crazy Mariners team. Like, this is a different team. This is not like an implosion team.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we might see a big Subway series this year. Who knows?
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. But like,
I wanted to say something. You say you can go, Danny. I'll think about what I was gonna say.
But yeah, I like that you brought that up, Brian, because like the 2021 losses, even like 2020 losses, like the heartbreaking losses where you give up the lead and it's just like absolute heartbreaking. Like, yeah, it was a heartbreaking loss, but this team is different. Like, stop comparing them to previous teams because they've proven already, like, again, it's late June. It's deep into the season. They've proven they're different than those teams. Again, it's a tough loss, but you have tough losses throughout the season. They're allowed to lose a game, all right? They're allowed to lose a game. Don't give them so much shit for losing a game. They're allowed to. And it happens. Bullpens are very volatile. Like, it happens. Their bullpen has been so good. They're bound to give up some runs. Like, it has to happen. It's just what happens over the course of a good season. Like, the Dodgers got swept by the Pirates. Like, it happens. Yes. Like, losses happen.
They're not, I know this Yankees team, they're not like, on their way to Tampa thinking like, oh my God, like, I can't believe we lost that last game. Yeah. Like, they're thinking about the series win, how they dominated those two really good teams back-to-back series. They're gonna go play the Rays again, and they're. I mean, you could see like all of them posted like their series win Instagram videos. Like Judge did his thing. IKF, I don't know if he deserves to do that, but he did post one. So like, they're still feeling good about where they are. I don't think there's any reason to worry. I did want to congratulate the Toronto Blue Jays on winning their World Series by avoiding the sweep because they were really excited about that. So like, I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, Blue Jays Twitter was
so that was good. Really,
they cut the deficit. They're only 11 back now.
Yeah, no,
nice job, guys.
They're really excited about it, so I'm so happy for them.
I know, I love that. I it's just so embarrassing that Blue Jays fans and even like the Blue, like they're going insane over like beating the Yankees. Like, fuck you, Yankees. Like, yeah, you're not unbeatable. Like,
sweep us. You couldn't sweep us. Like,
oh my god. Yeah, no sweep. Like
they did it again. They avoided the sweep like earlier in the season, like on that Vlad Jr. pick, and he was like pumping, like going nuts, like as if they just like won the pennant. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the AL East, that brings me back to what I was gonna say to you guys. I wanted to present you guys two questions. So my first question for both of you. Jack Curry the other day was on the post game saying after the second win of the series that he thinks that the rest of the AL East is playing for second place at this point in the division. Do you guys agree, or do you think that teams like the Rays and the Blue Jays and even the Red Sox, honestly, at this point, are thinking that they can catch the Yankees for first?
I want to say that it's over, but I just don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, it isn't over. I want to bring up, I was listening to the MLB Network and Mad Dog said that like, they're out. Like they need to, like the rest of the teams are out. They have to start thinking about second place, but that's not true. In 1978, the Bucky Dent game, the game 163 against the Red Sox to put us in, the Yankees were down 14 games to the Red Sox in July that season. And they ended up storming back and winning in game 163 to win the division. So yeah, the American League East tiebreaker game. So it can happen. Again, this Yankee team would kind of have to go on a cold streak for that to happen. We don't see that happening, but anything can happen in baseball, especially this season. Like, yeah, anything could happen. And like we've seen it before. Like I said, the Yankees were down 14 games in July. We've seen it before. So definitely, I think I'm confident in that the Yankees kind of have it a little locked, but they don't have it locked.
Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. And my second question for both of you was, what do you guys think that the Yankees need to kind of put them over the top this year? Like, do you think they need anything?
We need an outfielder and, like Brian said, another bullpen arm. Like Judge here, like what I've been thinking about a lot. We've said in the beginning of the season, like they can't trade for another outfielder that's not a center fielder because they don't really have that everyday center fielder. They don't want to play Judge in center field, but Judge is now the everyday center fielder. He's playing center field every day. So I honestly think they know that. I think they know that they need another outfielder. So they've been playing Judge every day just to see how it works. And if it didn't work out, then they say, all right, whatever, we'll go back to right field and we won't trade. But I think this is opening up the door for a trade of like maybe even an Andrew Benintendi or a Cole Calhoun. I think Judge playing center every day, I think they're experimenting that to open up a trade possibility for a corner outfielder like Andrew Benintendi or Cole Calhoun, something like that.
I totally agree with that. I mean, that would be my first thing if I had to say something that I want. I don't think they need anything. I think they can win the rest of right now. The team they got, like Chase, you're asking, like put them over the top. I think they are the top. I don't think they need anything to put them over the top. I agree with Danny, and I agree with Chase where you were saying like a righty reliever for depth. Those things would be nice, but if they came out of the trade deadline with this exact team, I'm still thinking we're gonna win it all. So
yeah,
that would just be like the cherry on top. We already got the icing on the cake. We already got all the other toppings. Just the cherry would maybe be another outfielder or
I think I'm pretty on par with both of you there. But obviously, I mean, I've been saying this for the last like 7 episodes. Getting Andrew Benintendi would just be, like you said, Danny, the cherry on top. So I mean, since you already covered that, I won't go into depth, but that would be sick. I mean, imagine him leading off and then putting DJ in the 5th spot, and then you got Gleyber and Donaldson for that. I mean, that would be insane.
Yep, that would be great. But again, this team is insane as is. So, we're going a little. This episode has been a little lengthy, I think. So let's talk about this week coming up. No?
Yeah, let's do series predictions.
Yeah. So Yeah, we have the Rays again in Tampa, and then we have the Houston Astros, which I am very, very excited about. I'm gonna go to one of those games. I already know, Chase. I know we talked
I'll
about
be
it this
there.
week. I'm
I'll
going.
be there
I'm going.
Sunday.
I'm going to one of those games. But yeah, huge games coming up against again two of the best teams in the American League behind us. We got Tampa. We got Cole on the mound tonight against Shane McClanahan again.
Oh, Shane again, dude.
I know. I
know,
hate
dude.
Shane is so good.
I think they bounce back and win this game. I think Cole this is my quick game prediction. I think, they say the ace is the one that starts the winning streak, stop the losing streaks. I mean, Cole has to earn his money tonight and be like, okay, yes, we had a bad loss yesterday. This is a new day, and give them like 6 or 7 shutout, 1 run, maybe, a lot of high strikeout game. They're going to get to McClanahan. I think they're going to get back on track tonight.
I don't know about getting to McClanahan. I do think, obviously, I'm not going to predict a loss. I think they're going to win the game, but getting to McClanahan hasn't been done yet this season. I mean, Judge, I know, went yard off of him, but 1 run isn't getting to him. So I don't know about if we're going to have like an offensive onslaught. I think we are going to scrape across
I didn't say
a couple
that.
of
I was
runs.
thinking, maybe like a walk and homer. That's 2 runs. Cole gives up 1.
A
We
bloop
win
and a
2 runs.
blast.
That's what I'm saying. Gets him enough to win.
Yeah,
with
get Cole. I think I'm looking for a dominant Cole performance tonight as well. Like get him a couple runs and let's shut it down. We can't have 2 games in a row where the pitching staff disappoints. So we're gonna be back on track.
Yeah, and Cole can't keep up with these, every other start where he's gonna have a bad start,
Yeah.
And last start he pitched really well against Tampa. So let's hope he can look to do it again, and hopefully he'll keep us in the game. I mean, that's what we're paying him for, right? Against McClanahan.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, I think we could see like a final score tonight of like maybe 3-2, 3-1.
I was thinking like 2-1.
Something really
3-1.
close, yeah.
Yeah. I
Um
mean, that's what it kind of happens. That's what kind of happened in like the whole series last, like whenever you verse the Rays, because they have a great pitching staff. So really, you're kind of just looking for those couple of runs to scrape you across. So
what do we got for game 2, Danny?
The Yankees starter, neither starters are announced,
The
actually.
Yankee stars aren't announced for like the next week. I was just looking at it.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, you got to think.
So we can't
It's
really
gotta
do
be
like a-
Nestor, right?
We
Nestor,
can't
you gotta
really do
think
like
it'll
a
be
true-
Nestor. You got
Nestor and JMO.
Yeah, but no, it might be Nestor in like an opener game again because we didn't have a day off. I think they're gonna have to use an opener in one of these games, like a Clark Schmidt type deal.
I hate openers.
I know.
Domingo Herman is on his way back.
Yeah, what is gonna? We were talking about that. Like, yeah, he might
Could be the righty reliever we're looking for, honestly.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he
that
could be
might
out of the
be-
bullpen like a long relief. I love Domingo Herman as a player for the Yankees.
Definitely just as a player.
Just as a player. He's not the best person in the world. We know that. But as a player for the Yankees, he helps us win. And he's definitely a big piece to have back. And you would think like, oh, he's just going to pencil himself back into the back of the rotation. But no, this rotation's too good. He has no really where to go. So he's probably going to be relegated to the bullpen. And he's kind of going to be that guy where if they need a spot start, then he'll be the spot starter, kind of like Clark Schmidt has been.
Yeah, and he's played that role before with the Yankees. It wouldn't be anything new to him. I mean, he might not love it, but he just has no spot in this rotation. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Injuries suck, and that happens. But yeah, Tampa, Houston, a 4-game set against Houston too. We have no days off, man. I love it. I love it watching the Yankees every single day. I hate when they have days off, but you need days off to get the pitching back and to kind of get healthy, get some rest. But yeah, they're gonna have to do Boone. He's done it all this year. They've had to play a lot of games in a row, and he's done great all year at managing his pitchers. I can't believe I'm saying that. It feels like we're in the twilight zone. I can't believe I'm fucking saying that Boone has managed his pitchers well. But he has. So I think really there's nothing to worry about. We don't have a day off till July 4th. So
7-game stretch. What's our record over this stretch here?
6-7.
7-2.
6 out of 7, you're saying, Danny?
Yeah. 6.
Ryan says 5-2. I think I'll go 5-2 as well.
6 out of 7. Maybe 5. 5 really, but 6. Let's do it. Let's get 6. Let's sweep the Astros.
Imagine.
That would be awesome. All right. Do we have anything else to say? Chase, Brian, do you guys have any other closing thoughts at all?
No, I'm back on track tonight. We're paying our ace for. Let's do it.
Yep.
I wanted to do one more thing before we go. If that's okay with you guys.
Of course.
No,
You're the
I
guy.
really have been wanting. What'd you say, Brian?
I was kidding. Like, no, it's not okay.
I really wanted to do a homer prediction for tonight. I kind of
like
feeling
that.
it. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Lineup's not out yet, so we're gonna have to go off like whim.
Yeah. So I'll go first. I think if Carby plays tonight, I'm going Carby.
He's not going to play off of the lefty McClanahan. He's
Probably not.
He might, dude. He hit a home run off of when he played the Cubs, played against the lefty.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to play.
Okay, well,
Carby?
if he doesn't play, I'll go Rizzo. I'll go Rizzo, lefty.
All right, I'm going Judge. Judge has been. I know, Brian. That's why I jumped in before you because I knew you were going to say Judge, so I had to get it before you. Judge has been in a home run drought. He hasn't hit a home run since.
It's not been in a home run drought. That was not.
No,
Okay.
Let me get to it. God damn it! Shut the fuck up. Let me get to what I was going to say. He hasn't hit a home run since Wednesday, so that's 4 games without a home run. Oh my God, that's a lot. That's a big stretch for Aaron Judge. Brian.
God, I was just berated there. I just think it's Judge just because he's the MVP, and I mean, it's pretty much it. Probably the boring pick, MLB home run leader, but
You got to pick someone else now because I picked Judge.
Well, Judge is my pick. If I have to pick a second choice, like,
Let's go Stanton.
God. I mean, I was gonna go Stanton.
Trev Poppy.
Yeah, I was gonna think one of the catchers. I don't
Trev
know.
would be so fun. Imagine. Trev
I mean, I genuinely think Judge is gonna hit one, but
Yeah.
so I'm sticking with it. 2 of us for Judge.
Chase, do you want to close us out or is it me again?
Do you want me to close this out?
It's up to you, man.
Let's. You know what? You got it. Yeah, you got it.
All right. This is exciting. All right. So that has been all from Spreading the News. We had a fun time again, as we do always. So we hope to come back next week and talking high about the team yet again. And hopefully we had a good series against both Tampa and the Astros, 2 rivals. So again, this has been Brian.
As Michael K will say later, see ya.
Wow,
Nice.
That's big from you.
Nice. And Chase.
Yeah. Danny, great job on your debut, have to say. Hopefully we'll be back in better than ever next week. And let's do it. Let's go Yanks. And also make sure to I'll just do this quick,
I was going to
Danny.
say that next.
Okay, go. Okay,
Damn
go
it.
ahead.
God damn it.
I wasn't sure you were going to do it. That's why I wanted to do it.
I thought you said I could do it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Follow us on Instagram at Spread in the News. That is Spread in with no G. Follow us on Twitter at official STN Pod. And of course, get our YouTube ratings up. Go subscribe and like on YouTube. We're trying to get that facet of it up a little bit. So go subscribe on there. It's a fun time. You get to see our pretty faces. Today you get to see Michael K's pretty face along with us.
Please interact with us on Twitter. We
And
are
yes, go interact with us
dying.
on
We're
Twitter.
tweeting for a desert right now. It's bad. Please interact with us. Help our
We're having
engagement.
fun on Twitter. We would like other people to see it and interact, but we're having fun on it. Come have fun with us on Twitter. Come talk to us. We're looking to do maybe a live stream episode on YouTube recently. I know Chase, Brian, me and you talked about that. Chase, I don't think we talked about that with you.
Guess I'm in the dark here.
Well, yeah, if you don't read your phone, but
When
Anyway.
did you text that? That'd be a lot of fun. I'm down.
yeah, so we might live stream on YouTube to watch a game. I know a lot of people are doing that now. So a live stream pod for maybe one of these Astros games. Tampa would be kind of boring because we play them so much. So let's do it for one of these Astros games, maybe Thursday or Friday for a night game. Let's live stream one of them.
Yeah,
Tune
I'm
in.
down for sure.
Tune into the live stream. It'll be either Thursday or Friday. And again, interacting with us on Twitter and Instagram. We will post the update on that on there.
Yes, sir.
So again, thank you so much for listening. We love everyone that does. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.